And good day to all of you. This is Juan Jose Gutierrez. I am your instructor for the rest of the semester, hopefully. Let's introduce Module 4 of Unit 1. So in the last couple of modules, we were talking about evolution, the age of the Earth. We were talking about a number of things related to sort of the biological, physical part of the human experience. And now I switch gears and we talked about culture. So you might wonder, why is it that we're switching to culture if we haven't done all the exploration of the human past? And the main reason is quite simple. Culture is the result, the way we see it in anthropology, it is the result of this long evolutionary history of humankind. And culture is, by all means, the most important of those traits that signifies what the humans are. And so we really want to make sure, and by we, I mean the author of your book, a bunch of anthropologists that agree with me and myself, we would like to make sure that we really see the connections between the biological and the cultural components of the human experience, because they are connected, intrinsically, deeply connected. So let's start talking about culture and cultural behavior as this result of this long duration of evolution. What happens with culture and the cultural elements that surround our lives is that it becomes sort of an extra genetic, that is beyond the biological component aspect of the life of humans. And as such, culture gives the impression to be sort of an independent realm. We know it is not, but it has a logic of its own. And whether or not it is the result of evolution, but it has its own logic. There's a deep connection with the human brain and how the human brain has different functional levels, from the most basic and so what they talk about the reptilian brain, all the way to the most advanced cognitive processing that happens in the cortex, in the cerebral cortex of our brain. And as a result of that biological capacity, we can create culture, and we can signify ourselves and identify ourselves in very sophisticated ways with different cultures, language, dress, you name it. We're gonna explore that. There's tied to this idea in understanding of culture is the idea of a worldview. That is, these deep understandings that we have, each of you, and of course myself, we do have these understandings of what is the ultimate meaning of life, why are we here, what are we doing, where are we going to, whether or not there's a spiritual realm, what is the position of things, what are things that are important and less important, the relationship with other animals and other humans. All those things are part of our worldview, and culture actually helps us display that worldview and acquire that worldview that we have and that we need in order to be functional in our different groups and societies. So we will explore that very important concept of worldview. And this module is also going to give me the opportunity to talk about archaeology as that component of anthropology that specializes in understanding the relationship between the material culture and the cultural systems that we live in, the material culture and the cultural systems. So we're moving from just a purely material base into those aspects that are more symbolical and abstract, but nonetheless critical to understand how we live. Archaeology understands this connection, and because it understands this connection, can go and explore the traces of the past occupation and life of humans and make sense out of that. Archaeologists will be sifting through lots of rubble and lots of dirt and lots of trash, putting those pieces together and giving us a map of what was like human life before. Of course, with profound connections and profound relevance to understand who we are today. We cannot understand who we are today without really going back into that historical and prehistorical past of humanity. So I'm hoping you enjoy this section, this module. Like other modules, we're going to start with exploring the learning objectives. Please spend the time learning those objectives so that we can have a clear sense of what is to be accomplished in this module. Then I'll have a lecture prepared for you. Hopefully you will like it. And then we have the discovery component, which is where you actually explore some of the materials, certainly the book and other materials that I have posted for you on the website. And then we now move into this engagement with your peers in this cooperative learning that I have designed for each session. You will take your quiz as you're doing in every module. Remember, the quiz is an important component of assessment because it tells me and it tells you how much of the conceptual baggage that is being presented to you, you are being able to retain. So studying is important. Without the hard time that you spend reading the book and exploring the materials, then you're not really expanding your horizons and your knowledge base. And that knowledge base is what we're all about when we go through the universities, expanding that. So spend some time on those quizzes. Remember that the quizzes, you can take them up to 3 times because these are partial quizzes, and then you will have 2 main quizzes, the midterm and the final, which will be a one-time only. This all is explained in the general introduction to the course, but I figure I wanted to remind this to you. Then we'll do the problem solving, which is important so that I can hear your beautiful voices or listen to your wonderful recordings. And then module 3 will be the feedback. Keep an eye on Waldo, because I have Waldo somewhere there in the module, and Waldo will give you 10 additional points that might come handy at the end of the semester. Alrighty, have fun.